Well, welcome to Parliament House in Canberra for my update of what's been happening in Parliament this week. And I'm here with the Assistant Minister for the Environment, Trevor Evans, and we'll come back to him in a moment with some exciting news that he's got. But obviously this week has been dominated by the pretty dire economic news that's been released with the national accounts. And not unexpectedly, we've seen the economy go backwards by 7% in the June quarter. We were in many ways expecting this, in fact expecting it probably to be a bit worse, but that's not much comfort to I know the many Australians that are suffering at the moment, who've lost work or whose businesses are being affected. And everything that we're doing as a government is about supporting you and your families as we get to the other side of this COVID recession and this COVID pandemic. The only silver lining really is that Australia is doing so much better than the rest of the world, and our 77% drop in the national accounts compares to 20% in the United Kingdom, higher figures in Europe, 20% predicted in New Zealand. And that's why this week it's been really important to see the JobKeeper extension legislation get passed. We've also been considering other important legislation like new powers to make sure that states aren't signing agreements with foreign governments without the federal government, which should be about setting national foreign policy, being involved in those decisions. And we've also had, Trevor, your recycling bill, which is part of the PM's agenda to make sure that we're not sending our recycled waste offshore to countries that can't cope with it. Trevor, tell us about the recycling bill.
Yeah, thanks, Trent. Our recycling and waste reduction bill is very exciting. It's firstly, as you say, going to stop Australia from exporting our rubbish to other countries in our region that just can't handle it. It's also going to do another few exciting things. Many of your constituents will be familiar with product stewardship schemes like the one for printer cartridges or the one for mobile phones.
Planet Arc.
That's right. And we are going to make it much easier for schemes like that to be created and to be successful in Australia. So our constituents are not just going to see the end of their rubbish going overseas, they're going to see us help building the recycling facilities we need all around our country, and they're going to see a lot more of these recycling schemes come into existence very, very soon.
Great, thanks Trevor. And Trevor's also the member for Brisbane, the new AFL capital of Australia apparently. Just finally, before I wrap up, this week is Legacy Week. Legacy Week's about supporting the families of our veterans. Normally you would see lots of volunteers selling legacy badges around the place. That's happening a little bit less this year because of the COVID restrictions, but they still desperately need our support. So go to legacy.com.au and support a great organisation supporting our veterans' families.
Authorised by Trent Zimmerman, Liberal Party, North Sydney.